The servers are officially live, the rosters are completely open, and the meta is waiting to be solved. Welcome back to Dark Pingle. We are exactly one day into the brand new campaign on Crosswave for Idle Fantasy. The campaign is titled Enter the Genesis Battlefield, and it brings one of the most competitive progression races we have seen this year. Right now, there is a massive 40,000 cross pool on the line. But here is the reality. In an idle RPG, the players who dominate the leaderboards aren't the ones who leave their phones on 24/7. The players who win are the ones who understand the underlying math, the synergy multipliers, and the core resource management loops from day one. Before we unlock the ultimate progression blueprint, here is the mandatory platform disclosure required for this campaign. This content was independently produced by the streamer and is not supported, recommended, or managed by the company or the Crosswave program. To ensure you secure your piece of the reward pool before the July 9th deadline, this masterclass is going to bypass the basic tutorials. We are going to deeply analyze the 5 official gameplay pillars: the cyber fantasy world building, advanced hero collection strategies, high-level team strategy, the mechanics of anime combat, and finally, how to conquer epic boss battles. Let's dive straight into the world mechanics. We start our analysis with Pillar 1, Cyber Fantasy. Idle Fantasy isn't just your standard medieval RPG. It operates in a deeply immersive world where high-tech cybernetics perfectly blend with ancient magical elements. But this isn't just a visual hook to get you to download the game. This aesthetic actually dictates the entire mechanical foundation of the meta. In this universe, the setting is divided into distinct thematic factions. You have your cyber-enhanced androids, your neon-lit street samurai, and your traditional arcane mages. The biggest mistake new players make is ignoring how these themes interact. You must memorize the faction multipliers. If you bring a team of heavy cybertech units into a stage defended by arcane magic users, you will be hit with a massive damage penalty. Furthermore, the game's world building directly influences your resource allocation. Different zones yield different upgrade materials based on their thematic background. If you want to optimize your daily farming sweeps, you need to align your dispatch teams with the correct cyber fantasy environments to maximize your passive income. Do not ignore the world design. It is literally the map to your progression. This leads us directly into the engine that drives every idle RPG. Let's break down Pillar 2, Hero Collection. Building out your roster is half the fun, and watching your lineup grow is incredibly satisfying. However, as a competitive Web3 player, your summoning strategy needs to be flawless. You cannot afford to randomly spend your premium currency the second you get it. You need to understand the underlying mathematics of the gacha system. First, you must track your pity timers. Never pull on a limited banner unless you have hoarded enough currency to guarantee the final high-tier drop. Second, the meta of this game relies heavily on duplicate scaling. Pulling a single copy of a top-tier SSR hero is great for your collection, but it is practically useless in late-game progression. To push a hero past their level cap, you need multiple copies of that exact unit to star them up or awaken them. Therefore, an A-tier hero that you have pulled 5 times will mathematically outperform an S-tier hero that you only have 1 copy of. Build your roster wide for early game flexibility, but start hyper-focusing your wishlist and faction-specific summons on a core group of 5 heroes to push your account power into the endgame. Now that you have your heroes, how do you deploy them? Welcome to Pillar 3, Team Strategy. This is where you actually prove your mastery over the game. In Idle Fantasy, you cannot just throw your 5 highest combat power units onto the board and expect to clear difficult stages. First, let's talk about synergy multipliers. If you deploy 3, 4, or 5 units of the exact same faction, or a specific combination of light and dark units, the game rewards you with massive passive stat boosts, sometimes up to a 25% increase in total attack and health. You must build your comps around these aura bonuses. Second, your grid positioning is the difference between a victory and a total wipeout. Your high mitigation tanks and evasion-based fighters must be anchored in the front row to absorb the initial enemy burst. Your glass cannon DPS and fragile healers must be tucked securely in the back lines. But it goes deeper. Many enemy assassins specifically target the unit with the lowest defense or the unit in the back right corner. You have to actively scout the enemy formation before hitting battle and shuffle your grid positioning to bait enemy ultimates away from your primary damage dealers. Strategy rewards mastery. Laziness results in a progression wall. When that battle finally kicks off, you are treated to Pillar 4, Anime Combat. Idle Fantasy features incredibly flashy, high-energy, anime-styled combat that looks absolutely incredible on stream. But do not let the flashy visuals distract you. There is deep tactical data hidden in these animations. If you are pushing content that is way above your power level, you cannot play on auto battle. You must take manual control of your ultimate sequencing. The combat animations provide exact visual cues. When you see the enemy boss glow or raise their weapon for a devastating area of effect attack, you have a split-second window. By manually triggering your healer's ultimate ability right as the enemy animation begins, you can provide an invulnerability shield or an instant burst heal that completely negates their damage. Lean into the spectacle, watch the frames, and use the anime combat system to manually interrupt enemy attacks. Finally, all of this preparation culminates in Pillar 5, Epic Boss Battle. Whether it is the daily guild boss, a server-wide raid, or a massive story mode dragon, boss fights are the absolute peak of content in this game. Bosses in Idle Fantasy are massive DPS checks tied to strict enrage timers. If you do not kill the boss within 15 rounds, they will instantly wipe your team. To conquer these showdowns, you have to temporarily abandon your standard PvP and story mode teams. You need to build a specialized boss-killing roster. This means stripping away your crowd control units, because bosses are immune to stuns, and replacing them with pure single-target damage dealers and armor-shredding debuffers. You must narrate your survivability rotations. You need one dedicated unit whose sole purpose is to cleanse the damage over time burns that the boss applies to your front line. Epic boss battles are where you earn the highest tier of loot and the most exclusive server rewards, so optimizing your boss fight damage output is absolutely non-negotiable. There you have it, the complete 5-pillar masterclass to dominating the Genesis battlefield in Idle Fantasy. If you want a piece of that 40,000 cross-reward pool, you must act now. The campaign officially ends on July 9th, but listen to me very carefully. The July 15th KYC deadline is absolute. If you do not complete your platform KYC verification by July 15th, you will be disqualified from the payout. No KYC, no payout. Click the official Crosswave link in my description right now to browse the active campaigns, check the leaderboards, and secure your spot. If this in-depth breakdown gave you an unfair advantage, hit the like button, subscribe to Dark Pingle, and turn on the bell. Drop a comment below telling me which SSR hero you pulled first. Hit the battlefield, execute the strategy, and I will see you on the leaderboards. Peace.